Folks, sometimes in life you need to have what I call adult conversations. These adult conversations are never fun, but must be had. And we are going to share with you an email that Jonathan Twomley sent out to his list that I read and reread and said, Jonathan, we have to talk about this. The net of it is bank failures, what you are not being told. Jonathan, let us have the adult conversation.
Yeah, well, listen, I love adult conversations. I don't know what it is. It's like that old, that Puritan ancestry of mine that where they something has come down through the generations where it's like, let's have this hard conversation. Life is tough, right? So but I have to say, so there's good news in my email, actually.
Absolutely. I loved how you did it, right? You said, this is the adult conversation. This is the hard part. This is the reality. And then you closed with kind of 20%. It might be time to do the work. Get excited. There will be deals here. But let's do the first part first, because I don't think a lot of people are truly understanding what's going on. There's a lot of fear, and when there's fear, there's no focus. Like they're all over the place.
So what we have seen over the last week, I mean, literally, we went to bed on Friday last week or let's put it in the context of this podcast. When we put this podcast to rest last week, all was right with the world, right? I mean, we were fighting inflation. The Fed was raising rates.
BlackRock was talking about a terminal rate of 6% last Thursday
morning.
Morning,
maybe not everybody thought this was great news, but anyway, you and I thought we're getting back to it's going to a more stable basis for investing. And then, lo and behold, on Friday, SVB, the Silicon Valley Bank, which is the banker to Silicon Valley, as the name suggests, imploded, right? And what we immediately saw after that was, if you're basically subscribed to anybody's email list in the world, you immediately started getting emails about, don't worry, we're okay because we don't bank at Silicon Valley Bank, or we do bank at Silicon Valley Bank, but don't worry because the FDIC is going to step in and we'll be okay. And there was just this immediate idea that you had to go and reassure everybody that things were fine with you personally because of you did or you didn't have a relationship with Silicon Valley Bank. And that's just sort of exposed the fear that was out there, where this fear of contagion, right? And fear that everybody was going to be taken down by this. And let's say that the fear is not unreasonable, right? I mean, we've seen how bank panics get started. There's a huge psychological element to this. And, you did see some pushback too, if you were reading the press about hey, everybody, let's not go down this route of panic and create a crisis, right? Which is a lot, it's easier said than done, because if everybody's thinking for themselves, that's what a bank run is, right? Everybody is worried. They're trying to get their money out before the next guy. They don't want to show up at the window and be told your money's not here, right?
Yeah, it's really I think people call it the prisoner's dilemma, right? There's no downside to take it out and move it. You can always move it back, but you don't want to be the last guy or the first guy where there's nothing left. So,
it's also worse for everybody, right? That's correct. The dilemma, the prisoner's dilemma, right? So that if both people act in their own self-interest, they actually get a worse deal than if they just keep their mouth shut, right? And then they both get a better deal, but they can't know, right? So they can't know what the other guy's doing, so they act rationally to try to save their own skin, but they wind up, getting a worse deal for both of them, right? So